Go. All right, we are on. Okay, so it is June 12th. So I'm hosting this call with Juliet and Alicia. And Alicia's going to be kicking us off after we do a little bit of recognition. Oops, that's the wrong slide. Here we go. Let's start here. So I'm going to be covering Morning Meltdown. You guys, I finished day 87. I'm like so close to 100, I can taste it. So I'm going to save it for you, but all I have to say is get pumped up. It's amazing. We're super excited since our team is growing and we have so many new people. We're excited to talk about a new leadership retreat, and Juliet's going to also share about a new coach training that we are replacing Faithfully Fit Academy with. So there's some technical difficulties. The PowerPoint that I spent an hour editing is missing. So this is the old one. So you guys are going to have to bear with me because stuff is all out of whack and out of place. Okay. But I'm just going to highlight this board really quickly. So here are all of the women that were changing at least 3 lives. Shayla and Brandy and Jennifer and Pam and Amanda and Kira and Juliet and Alicia and Tracy. And if your name is not on this board, there is going to be more recognition coming up because we're having another call next week to talk about volume and to train you guys on volume and to get excited about selling a tub of Energize to somebody because that matters just as much as a challenge pack. So be looking for that, and it's new ways to recognize other people that are doing other things with this business and changing lives. So congrats to these people, and congrats to those that are doing things that are not recognized yet but will be recognized. I'm going to also put her on the spot again, our brand new coach, Danielle Pecora. I love it. So you guys, I just have to talk a little bit here about the power of Insta stories. When Dad does bedtime, it's always so fun. When I do it, it's never that fun. Anyway, so Danielle was watching my Insta stories for quite some time, and there's definitely power in making sure, guys, that you are being consistent with following up with people who are watching your stories and just having conversations start. Don't creep people out by being like, I know you've been watching my stories, because Danielle would tell you that she did not know that I knew that she was watching my stories, but I knew she was watching my stories, right? But I didn't call her out on it. I just wanted to have a conversation with her. I knew her from years ago. We got reacquainted. I think I maybe asked again. I think I asked a third time. She could probably tell you better. But she has just jumped in. She's gotten 5 people already set up with the challenge pack, and she's gotten probably another 3 to 4 more on just plain old bod or something else. And she's totally pushing herself out of her comfort zone, which is always so exciting. So Danielle, welcome to the team. We can't wait to meet you in person, to see you in person. You're doing awesome, and we're excited that you said yes. Okay, and then I'm going to move it on over to Alicia for a second.
So Nina is not on the call. She is traveling, but Shayla is. I want to recognize both of them for becoming Emerald coaches in May. They are 2 former colleagues of mine from my corporate days. They actually both still work at the company. And they both, just like many of us on this call, had their own physical and mental and just overall transformations, and are so excited to be paying it forward to others. And so I'm just super pumped about both of them and what they're doing and the goals they have, and just how they are blessing other men with just such a nice positive light. And I'm pumped for their success, not only with Success Club, not only with becoming Emerald, but like all that's to come. So super pumped. Shayla, since you're on the call, congratulations. I'm super, super proud of you and all you're doing. So congrats, girl.
Huge. That's huge.
Can I say one thing? I love seeing Shayla on the Miracle Morning, because she's like there, and it's usually like the first person I see when it pops up. So it always I'm like, oh my gosh, she's new and she's doing this, which is awesome.
Yeah. Something to be said about the Miracle Morning. All right. So our last bit of recognition here, you guys probably saw this in Faithfully Fit Central. I've already recognized all the girls who hit Success Club, which was awesome. But I just have to shout out Kira Smart, because I just think that she represents something and the type of person that has really used this business as a way to highlight an already very full life, right? So some of us do this full time and we do it 20 to 30 hours a week. And for those of you who don't know, Kira has 2 boys and she is a full-time Google exec, and she's busy and she's in like back-to-back meetings every day, and she's doing like reviews on her entire team every single quarter, and it's super time consuming, and she is nailing it in her workout. She's getting up early. She's on the Miracle Morning, and she's in Colorado. She's joining us around 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is insane. She like plugs into her workouts. Her workouts definitely spill into her professional life. She's grown as a professional. She would never tell you this, but she's up for a huge promotion at Google, which is incredible. She's in California presenting to people, and yet like she gets it done. She wakes up, she has a game plan. Not to say she doesn't sometimes get sucked into Instagram. She would tell you that she does, but she gets her invites out. She just is like, here's what I got to do. Here's how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make it happen. And she added 6 coaches to her team. And it's so awesome and inspiring to have her sort of back, because last year she had to take off a little bit. She moved her whole family a couple states away from California to Colorado. She had to, restart basically a new career in a new place, but she still kept her business afloat. It's not like she ever disappeared. She still showed up on social media. She was still consistent with the vitals. So she didn't go anywhere. She just had to sort of reallocate her energy, and her energy is back to this team, or more so than it was in the last year. And it's amazing to see what she's doing. So Kira, awesome job. I'm so proud of you. Really great job.
Thanks, Mama. That's awesome.
6 coaches is a lot of people, which I think is a really great segue for what Alicia is going to be talking about.
All right. I was on a thumbnail. I have to unmute. Okay. So, all right. I love a retreat. I'm leaving tomorrow for Rise, Rachel Hollis's women's event. So I'm like going to Minneapolis tomorrow. I'm freaking so pumped. One of the things that I really love about this team is the face-to-face events that we get to take part in, and they're all voluntary, which means that everyone that's there wants to be there and wants to like suck every ounce of positive energy out of it. And oftentimes there is a qualification to get there, which means that people are running hard, and the people that are in that room, whatever that room looks like, wanted to be there, work their asses off to be there. 2 years ago, I guess it was, it was 2 years ago, we got a chance to meet 2 women, 2 life coaches that like rocked our team's world, right? Tracy had met with them one-on-one, and she decided to bless us all with an opportunity to be exposed to these women for a retreat in Connecticut. In the dead of winter. Florida was a far better choice, I would say. But it was like dead of winter, like it was amazing. But inside of the hotel, which we didn't even have to leave, we got to spend time with these women that educated us on probably things we've known all along, meaning like we felt it, or we acted a certain way or reacted a certain way, but didn't really know why, or couldn't really understand how we were acting, and like what a gift that was, and using our natural tendencies to really empower us to play to our strengths and to be aware of some of our weaknesses or whatever. And it was amazing because we got a chance to learn about our brain type, which they call our hardware. And then our gifting, which is these like God-given gifts that we are just blessed with. And this whole, not everybody was there for that first retreat, but many people on this call have been to the second iteration of that last January in Florida. And we're all coaches, but all of us have different brain types, and we all have different gifts. And it's really cool to understand just kind of why we are the way we are, what our name means. And it really just helped go, oh yeah, like I do that. And I am that way. And like, what a gift that is, versus some of us, I think in that room, myself included, felt like some of our natural tendencies are are like negative, right? Oh, I wish I was more this way or that way, versus like, this is how I was made and how can I exploit this in the best way possible? And so it was just such a powerful event. Some of us have been through it for version 1.0, version 2.0, that Juliet and Tracy and I decided that we wanted to pour back into some of the coaches that haven't had a chance to go through that yet. And so some of you are on this call. Some people may not even be on this team yet that may be there, but we each have 4 spots. So there's 12 spots total. And September 13th to 15th, Verona, New Jersey. It sounds very fancy. It's my house. Verona is also like where Romeo and Juliet met, I think. It's not as sexy as that. It's in New Jersey. But we are going to be spending time with these women that, quite frankly, have changed a lot of aspects of our life. And it really has nothing to do with Beachbody. It's like you as a person and how you show up as a coach, but also as a mom and a wife and a daughter and a friend and all these things. And so I'm just super excited about it. We came up with a couple qualifications, and Tracy alluded to the fact that there are other ways than just Success Club to really stand out as a leader on this team and as successful on this team. And so we've highlighted a couple ways that you can qualify. Some people on this call are adamant about being there. Others that aren't on this call have already claimed one of those spots verbally, which is exciting because there's some qualifications to get there. You can see what it says here, but basically hitting Success Club 5 or more, which essentially is 6, at least 2 times in June, July, and August. And for those that hit it in May, that will count as part of your qualification. You can do that, or 750 personal volume points over a 5-week period, any 5 weeks in those same time frames, or a combination of both. You hit Success Club once in June, July, or August, and you have to have 500 personal volume points from June to August. So I'm going to call out Rhonda, who's on this call. Rhonda doesn't have a lot of Success Club points, but Rhonda is selling BOD subscriptions. Rhonda's selling 3-day refreshes, and her challenges are getting fantastic results. And sometimes they come in with BOD and then they add a shake later, or now they're adding a refresh. And that is a really powerful tactic. And Rhonda's been able to accumulate a lot of volume. So she's somebody that may not hit on the Success Club, but may hit from a volume standpoint. So I'm just super excited about it. In order to plan, we have to have the attendees confirmed by the end of August, because there is some pre-work that goes in that. But I'm super excited to be able to update the team page with, once one of those spots is taken, just kind of who's going to be there, because I'm stoked. I've been through it twice. So is Tracy, so is Juliet, as well as others on the call. And I'm like super excited for those that haven't to experience it.
Yeah. And if I can just add, there's 12 spots, right? So it's 4 spots in Alicia's downline, 4 spots in my downline, 4 spots in Juliet's downline. So like, if you have a coach who has a coach who has a coach who's not on this call, they fall within one of those 3 upline coaches. They're eligible, right? So we need to hear from them. So like, if it's, let's say, Heidi Laws's team, and there's someone who wants to have their name in the hat, they need to reach out to me. If it's someone in Juliet's downline, they need to reach out to Juliet. If Katie Templin brings on a coach, her coach is eligible, right? So Jen Yates, do you have a question? Yeah, let's hear it, girl.
I do. Sorry. I just wanted to clarify the second one where it's 750 personal volume points over a 5-week period. Is it consecutive 5 weeks?
Yes. So it doesn't have to be 750 each week, but over a rolling course of 5 weeks, a rolling 5-week period, it needs to equal 750. So that can be 1 week 200, 1 week 50, 1 week 300. Over a 5-week period, the sum has to be 750 or higher.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And we're going to be talking, part of the call next week is going to be highlighting different ways to add to that volume. And so all that we're doing and all that we're pushing is going to highlight those requirements so that those that want to be there feel like they have different avenues to make it happen. Yeah. And you're right down the road, Jen. Like, you got to come by. We're neighbors.
Yeah. And we are about to, like, I don't know if you guys have like gotten little hints of me doing polls in Faithfully Fit Central where I'm like, give me your ranking on what's important to you, compensation, rank, or recognition. I would say for the past 2 to 3 weeks, really for the past month, I've been like blowing my mind with so much information about volume. And I don't want to get too far off topic here, but I just want you guys to know that my goal since January, for any of you guys who were at that leadership retreat and we were doing reverse engineering, my goal is to help you guys make income, right? There's a reason that we're showing Team Cycle Bonus every single week. And this is not a get rich fast business, but I do want it to be a business where at the end of this year, you're like, wow, I'm making some great traction in what I'm doing financially, and I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling like I'm winning, and I'm feeling like I'm important to this team, and it can be other ways than Success Club, okay? So we're going to parking lot all of this because we're not ready to roll it out yet, but there's some stuff we're going to roll out that is going to like make your mind explode, and it's awesome timing with the release of Morning Meltdown. So am I supposed to go next, Juliet, or are you?
I was going to talk about the training, but no, I think I mean, if you want, because you had the slides. I'm happy to go after you.
All right. So I'm going to roll into Morning Meltdown then. And I thought that there was no better way, if you have sleeping kids, turn it down, to start it off. Have you guys seen this?
I commit to 100 workouts. Now it's your turn. I've signed. Your turn to sign. Are you with that? I'm going to go all out. Who's coming with me? Make the commitment. Watch the results. If you get can to melt something off.
I mean, is that not, that is how, like, if you're fired up a little bit, like, that's how you feel when you're doing her workouts. Let me get rid of YouTube. The music, you guys, I don't even need to say any more about the music. And I haven't even experienced the music to the full capacity because we're watching, like, I just lost all of you. I can't find it. Oh, here you are. We like get like the raw footage. Like we don't really get to hear the music really loudly, but when it comes out, like the music is going to be amazing. Amanda Musser actually found out that Jericho has a channel on Spotify. She's got great taste in music. So if you want to follow her, thank you, Amanda, because that's been really fun to put on our Spotify rotation. Okay, so we are going to move on to what is coming up here. Can you guys see my screen? No, you can't. I'm not sharing. Sorry. Let me get it shared. All right, so write down your questions because I'm going to stop before Juliet goes to talk about new coach training. Unless something is like so burning, just take it off mute and just like interrupt me, okay? But here are the key dates. And again, don't feel like you have to write frantically because I'm gonna put this whole PowerPoint inside of Faithfully Fit Central. All right, July 1st, every single person on this Zoom call needs to buy their VIP access to get in. And the reason why, again, this slide, this PowerPoint stinks. It's all out of order. But the reason why is because you guys, with VIP access, soon as you buy it, the very first 10 Morning Meltdown workouts will be released to you. And you will only get to keep them until the 15th, and then they will disappear from your library until it actually goes live on the 29th. And so the reason why that is happening is because Beachbody's been listening to us, because as coaches, like, you know, I'm in the test group so I can give you this information, but it's like, well, we want to know what we're selling to our people. And so the way that this program is structured is every single 10 days, there's a rotation of a new workout. Okay. So you are going to get to sample all 10 styles. Okay. The workouts are different, but you're going to sample all 10 styles and then it goes away. So only coaches can buy VIP access to Morning Meltdown from July 1st to the 15th. But if you buy it any later than the 5th, you're not going to have a chance to do all 10 unless you're going to be doubling up. And I'm telling you, you don't want to be doubling up. Okay. They're hard workouts. They only are 20 to 30 minutes each. Okay. And I'm going to tell you all the different workouts. This is not in the PowerPoint, so you might want to write frantically on this part, okay? So there's a cardio meltdown, and that is like a metabolic cardio, okay? Upbeat strength is upper body. Core inferno is core, clearly. Total body badass is a bar style workout. So I have now been doing this for 87 days. I have not picked up more than a 2 or 3 pound weight for that workout. Every tiny, teeny, little bitty muscle in your body burns the whole time, okay? Freestyle flow is very stretchy, flowy movement, like some yoga, but I would not call it a yoga workout. It's just very, it's just very like gentle movements with a lot of stretching and a lot of balance, okay? Lit cardio is a HIIT workout, total HIIT, think like max 30. Oof, it's hard. Downbeat strength is all lower body. I've used up to a 35 pound weight for downbeat strength. Fight Club is pretty awesome. If you loved Core de Force, you will love Fight Club. Fight Club is really fun, but she actually adds another element that of some sort of martial arts that was not used in Core de Force. So it's similar, but it's not anything like Core de Force. MeltCon is a combo of strength and cardio. Revive is your recovery day. And that's it. So those are your 10 workouts. So there are 5 blocks in Morning Meltdown, okay? And every block is every 20 days, okay? So it goes in an order, and I'll tell you, like this Monday, my day was flow, and I don't like to start off my Mondays doing flow. So I switched out Wednesday's workout for Monday's workout. I did lit cardio on Monday and I did flow today. So you have the ability to sort of move things around a little bit, but I really did not do it that much. Only on the days where either flow or revive happened to be on a Monday, because I like to start my Mondays super sweaty and it just feels good. That's just me. You might be totally fine starting your Monday that way. So that's how it's going to work. And you're definitely going to want to try every single workout style so that when you're talking to customers or coaches about it, you actually can be like, I actually tried one of those flow workouts, or I did a Fight Club, or I did this, or I did that. So it's going to give you an ability as a coach to really be able to have a testament to the program. Okay. July 16th is when customers can start to buy access to it. And then July 29th is day 1 of all the challenge groups. Okay, MMA is called Fight Club, and Downbeat Strength is lower body, and MeltCon is cardio and strength training all at one time.
Great. Can I answer a question?
Yeah.
Just for like people traveling over this, is this something that can be done on the road? Like, do you need weights, or can you like get like, soup cans, like, because you only need 2 and 3 pounds, or is it the legs you need heavy?
For
right?
legs you need heavy. I would say upper body, I'm using like 8, 10s, and 12s.
Okay, so for like 2 of them, you need heavy for those 15 days.
Yeah, MeltCon, you also need like up to 15s, sometimes a 20. And then Core Inferno, like, I don't know if my Instagram stories, I had that Sunday, I used a wine bottle. When you're at a wedding.
On the call with Jericho, she said that 5 need weights, 5 don't. So you could also, again, mess with the schedule if you know you're not going to have weights accessible.
Yeah.
Do that. Or she said you could double up. Again, not ideal, but you could like put a recovery with one that's a little bit more intense if you just can't work out 100 days straight.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When I pulled my back, I had 3 days. I did 3 days of flow, and then I had to make up like hard workouts. I could not double them up. I couldn't, especially the cardio. Let's see. There's a few more questions before I move on. So we'll have to do 4 or so while at Summit. Oh yeah, you're right, Brandy. I didn't think about that. Okay, well, let's find a place to do those, right? Is anyone doing the Jericho workout? Couple of you. I'm not actually. I'm doing the like extra Jericho. I'm not doing the Jericho workout.
I raised my hand. I was like, yeah, I'm doing the MMA. Is that what we're talking about, Summit?
Okay, that's a good question, Elise. So they are going to release 10 workouts at a time. Yeah. So you'll get half a block at a time. And then of course, every single block gets harder. So like the first time I did Upbeat Strength, it was like day 2 of the program. And I was like snoozing. I was like, this is going to be a long 100 days. I promise it all gets harder. Okay. Can you download them to do again? Well, once, Pam, maybe you can explain what you mean. Once you get the 10, they'll always be in your library.
Yeah. And are they the actual first 10 or are they 10 samples? Like, do you get days 1 through 10?
I think so, but it did not clarify. I heard that in, No One Is Live told me. I got that off of a test group video, but it's not been, like, I haven't read it. So I would assume they're going to give the first 10 days, which could be misleading because I will tell you guys that now that I'm in like 5, like Core Inferno is pretty easy. The first, 2 times I did it in block 1, it's one of the hardest ab workouts I've ever done.
So can I just like add to this real quick? I'm obviously not in the test group, but the fact that Tracy is so important for our team because like, I remember you voxing being like, okay, I'm in this test group and this is like not doing anything like first week. And now you're like, this is my spirit animal workout, right? You're like obsessed with it. So it's important to know because if we're coaching people that are like pumped up for this and they feel let down, they might throw in the towel really early. So it's important to say, listen, this builds. So like, if you're feeling like you're not getting a good workout in, like just be patient. But we wouldn't know that because if you were in it with us, you might be like, yeah, I don't know if this is going to get any better. But the fact that you've got that like foresight because you're in it is amazing. So we're going to be peppering her with a ton of questions, I'm sure, but we're just really lucky that we've got someone in that test group.
Tracy, is this like a level 4 workout?
So there is a modifier who does not do any jumping. Okay. So like for someone who's got knee or back issues that cannot jump, they would do fine with this. And what I love about, like, no one is bored. No one is bored. And it's really cool because in the test group, you have like people who's like Fight Club is their jam. They love it. I don't really care for Fight Club, but I will tell you that like I actually get sort of excited about Fight Club because Fight Club is actually a standing ab workout is what it is. It's a standing ab workout. It's less leg kicking, although there is some of that, and it's more like twisting, and I've never seen things going on with my obliques, and I know it's from Fight Club. So there's just, it's just different. There's different things. One thing that I think is important, I remember Amanda Musser and I were boxing about this because Amanda Musser and I, like, we love to celebrate our Sabbath, right? I know there's other people on this call that love to celebrate a Sabbath. I love working out on my Sabbath, but I actually know a lot of people that don't want to do anything on a Sunday. So you might even find other people that are worried about 100 consecutive days for other reasons other than a Sabbath or something like that. And again, yes, the workouts are meant to be done in the morning. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be done that way. I've done a couple of them at night, but the whole thing, it's parking lot that, okay? So it's meant to be done in the morning, and it is meant to have a consecutive building consistency and being able to say, yeah, I did 100 workouts. If someone wants a day off, then on Flow or Revive, which are your recovery days, you can double up. Revive and Flow are 18 to 20 minutes. So those are very easy ones to do a double. So if you did like a 30-minute upper body with the Flow, we're talking about a 48-minute workout. So if there's someone who really does need that one day off, there is flexibility. Would this be good for someone looking to get shredded? Was going to recommend Lift 4. Yes, obviously a lot of it is going to depend on your meal, your eating. But I will tell you, my eating has been less than perfect. If I had to rate myself over the course of 100 days, I'm probably between a 7 and a 7.5, just because I've had like 4 trips, like weddings. I went to Bermuda with one of the life coaches that's going to be doing the leadership event. So like you do the best you can, but I'm still getting results even though my nutrition hasn't been perfect, because I think there's such a variety in the way that you're moving your body. The other thing I'm going to say, so is everyone familiar with Ultimate Portion Fix, like the meal planning book? Okay. If you're not, then just like holler, it's no big deal. But this one has a B100 book. And this book is, yes, you can track your food, but it's more geared toward like, there's a ton of like 100-second challenges. So there's 100-second fitness challenges when you get to halfway point in the program where it's like, okay, great, we're at lit cardio. We're going to take the hardest move in lit cardio and do it for 100 seconds. When you do days like flow and revive, your 100-second challenge is literally sitting down with your book and like journaling. So it's definitely like there is a focus on like we can be like gritty and do Meltcon and throw 2-pound weights around and make our muscles burn and like do crazy jumps if you want to do crazy jumps in lit cardio. But then we're also going to take it to the max in terms of like what rest really means and focus on what our body is telling us and listening to our bodies. So it is one of those programs that's like mind, body, and spirit combined. Any more questions before I go over pricing? And I'm not going to stay on pricing a lot because I'm going to bring in some of this pricing stuff with Morning Meltdown when we do our volume call.
There's a couple in chat, Tracy, just about beginners and like T20 being so intense that a lot of people were like, this is too fast for me. So even with the modifiers, can you comment on that? Like,
yeah, that's a good question. I think what frustrated a lot of people who didn't enjoy T20 was some of the footwork was a little bit tricky, right? I think the only place there's going to be anyone getting frustrated about like footwork or something like that would be Fight Club, because there are like step, step, kick, like that could trip people up. But other than that, like it's very, very, very basic cardio moves. Right. It makes me think of like a little bit of a combo of max 30 comboed with like 22-minute hardcore. 22-minute hardcore is like very simple, like burpees, and more burpees. This is like burpees that then change to like one-arm burpees, but the modifier never does a one-arm burpee. She doesn't even do a jumping burpee. She does step-out burpees up until the last phase. So, and Jericho spends a lot of time, like the modifier is right next to her, and she spends a lot of time talking to the modifier about what she's doing. The modifier does not jump. There are no tuck jumps. She does do planks, but there's like, I don't know if you guys have seen some of my Instagram stories. There's one where you're like on a plank and you're basically doing a tuck jump in plank mode. And she just does one leg at a time, right? It's just she's still getting a sweat, but there is absolutely no craziness. So I don't think that anybody who feels like it's too fast is going to get frustrated, other than maybe Fight Club. So I find myself, I think I'm pretty coordinated and I get stuck on some of the Fight Club stuff. But again, I just follow the modifier if it's too much footwork for me. It sounds like a great workout for people to do after 80-day obsession. Okay, yeah, but it's not, it can be for beginners, yes. You're just going to really coach your beginners on like, hey, for Meltcon, instead of using a 2-pound weight, maybe you don't use any weights at all, right? Or maybe you do, that's when you do like use a can of corn or something like that, because you're basically, there is a lot of balance. So just tell people that even if they're not holding weights, if they're just practicing their balance, they're going to see a big difference in their core. It's a very heavy core program. Okay. So let's move on so that we stay on track for timing, and then we can come back. So you guys have all the dates. The prices are all in the back office, you guys, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of things or answer any questions for you. It's same as every other rollout that we've done. You've got the digital streaming only, where all that means is they're going to have access to the program. That is it. And the accessory bundle, what's coming with that is a laminated calendar, which for anybody that feels accomplished by crossing off a day, it's a big deal, right? So a laminated calendar, the B100 book, the nutrition guide, which is going to basically be like a modified version of the containers, right? It's not going to contain any 2B stuff, but it's not also going to go into huge detail about the containers, because if people want the container and want to understand that program, they should buy Ultimate Portion Fix as an add-on. Okay. And then it's going to just have like your getting started book. Okay. So those are the that's the collateral that people are going to get. I want you guys to start paying attention to the word TV. Okay. Because we're going to be talking about that TV. Remember, for those of you that went through any of the training that we did in April on income, TV is team volume equals wealth. Okay, so just pay attention to what the TV is for the things that you're selling, because we're going to be talking a lot about that in the next week or two.
Can I add something real quick? Just
Sure.
that number 52.
Yeah.
That's great for a spouse account. That's great for somebody that you're keeping active, potentially, that you don't need to worry about any sort of like personal volume for Emerald or bonus purposes. So just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. And these would obviously be, you guys, these would be for people who already have BOD. Okay. For someone who, maybe doesn't have BOD, but they don't want to buy a challenge pack. Like right here, we're going to talk about the challenge pack promo is $160, right? So maybe someone's like, I don't have any money for a challenge pack. I can't afford $160. Okay. So here's an idea, guys. I put here, add a quarterly bonus, a quarterly BOD membership for $38. So if somebody buys a BOD quarterly for $38, that they get 2 weeks for free, and then they get billed the $38, and then they have 12 weeks of BOD, which is enough time to get through your 100 days. Yeah, about. Oh, I'm almost positive. We might be over a couple days. I'm not sure. I'm not good at math.
I think we could time it right, because if they get the 2 weeks for free.
Yeah. You have to look at your calendar. Yeah, you got to look at your calendar. But if they buy a quarterly BOD for $38, then they are considered a BOD member. And then you can add an accessory bundle on top of it. So if you were to make a share cart for somebody who's like, oh, that accessory bundle sounds good. I get the calendar, I get the marker, I get the B100 book, I can start journaling, I get early access to the program, and I get my nutrition guide. And I can't afford Ultimate Portion Fix, but you as their coach can walk them through the containers. They're like, wow, I can't spend $160. Well, sign them up in your share cart for a 3-month membership and add an accessory bundle. And then what happens is they'll pay immediately for the accessory bundle, right? So $69 if they're retail. And then 2 weeks later, they'll get a $39 charge. So it sort of spreads it out for them as well, so that they're able to participate in a challenge group. All right. So again, we'll be talking about a lot of people who have said no in the past and how to get them into challenge groups to help them out. And then these I'm just going to go through really quickly. So the regular price is going to be $180. So just like Ultimate Portion Fix, as soon as the promotion pricing is over, it will go to $180. But for the month of July, your promo challenge pack is $160. Okay. And remember that coaches can now buy challenge packs too. So if you're somebody who you're going to time it right and you want the challenge pack, you're going to cancel your current Shakeology, you're going to buy a challenge pack. That is not only going to be $160, and then you'll obviously, get the TV that goes with it, especially if you're going to roll it through a spouse account. Okay. So sometimes like you can bundle your own things in order to take advantage of a challenge pack. But if you have a spouse account, or if you have a second business center, you should definitely be buying this through a spouse account. Obviously it only works if your spouse account or your second business center has BOD. Okay. So you guys can see what these prices are, right? You can start adding things. You can start talking to people about, bundling, all of this. I'm just going to rush through because you guys can do this on your own time. Okay. The Jericho Challenge Pack is the one different thing. For the first time, we're doing something to kind of highlight what it is that the celebrity trainers love. Jericho loves the Power Greens. So the Jericho Challenge Pack does include a tub of the Power Greens, which is pretty fun. And then I'm not going to spend a lot of time here either. So again, Beachbody keeps getting better and better at these celebrity like Facebook coach groups. And what's really neat about this one is that she's running 3 different groups in Facebook for coaches. And the first one is going to start on the very first day of the challenge group, and it's going to be training for existing coaches. So it's going to be like Jericho, coming in, going live, and training existing coaches on how to help coaches get their people results with this program, right? And then group 2 is going to be tailored toward new coaches, and group 3 is going to be available for anybody who's got BOD and is also a customer. Also, the challenge group guides are going to be available on July 7th. So I know a lot of us use the challenge group guides and switch out the pictures to make them a little bit more personal. But that's pretty exciting that we've got that coming up too. So it gives you plenty of time to get started for your day one challenge group on July 29th. Okay. And I've already talked about with the VIP access, how we're all going to get the very first 10 workouts of the program, which is going to be really cool. And then once people buy the program, you're going to get 5 mini meltdown workouts. So very much like A Little Obsessed, you're going to get these 5 mini meltdown workouts that you can use for the month of July to start helping people prep for the program before their day one starts on July 29th. Okay. Any questions so far? I'm almost done, but I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing to launch. No. Okay. So this is what I'm doing. You may have seen this already. So I've gone like back and forth about what my launch plan is going to be. So I've only done one post. I think I did it 2 days ago. I put it in my virtual community and I did one post on social media, but I did it like, I don't know, the last 2 days I put my posts up at times I know that my followers aren't on, just because it's been it's like the last week of school. So I'm gonna pull a Rachel Hollis and I'm gonna keep talking about my morning meltdown 100 Snoop group. I'm going to talk about it a million different ways on social media. My personal goal is to get 100 people into my group. If you want to join my group as a coach and take anything that I post and do your own Snoop group, feel welcome. Okay. If you want to join my group and be like, I'm just going to let her run it and I'm going to talk to my people on the side, that's cool too. You just let me know how you want to be included so I can either make you an admin or not. But here's what I'm doing. I'm going to come in here probably starting next week into my Snoop group, and I'm going to start showing all my stuff from the test group. I'm going to show before and afters. I'm going to show pictures of what we've been eating, not just me, other people. I'm going to show moves of the day. I'm going to talk about each of the 10 different workouts. I'm going to talk about how I fit them in like one of the busiest seasons of my life. I'm going to talk about like journaling. I'm going to talk about how I've taken that journaling and turned it into my miracle morning. I'm going to talk about everything under the sun in this group for pretty much the whole month of July. Okay. And as July comes around, I've got this calendar that I'm going to give people, and they have to have BOD to use it. And it sort of mirrors the 10-day rotation, right? So I did not make this. I got it from another girl in the test group. And this was made obviously before we knew that we were going to get 5 mini meltdowns. And this was made before we knew that there were going to be, the 10 workouts released on July 1st. But I'm going to basically use this as a Snoop group, and anyone who's in it that's doing this calendar, I'm going to sort of turn it into a little bit of a challenge group. Hey, who did, workout number 2 today, upbeat strength? What weights did you use? Throw a picture of you doing the workout in here. And I'm going to create FOMO in that Snoop group, right? And I'm just going to try, I've got an ad running on Facebook. I haven't run those in forever. And I'm just trying to get eyeballs in. Like, who wants to have a variety of workouts? Who wants to make sure they're able to get their workouts in over the summer with the kids home? All of that. And I'm going to throw them in here. And this is what I'm going to give them. And anybody that doesn't have BOD, I'm going to be like, try a quarterly BOD membership. Just try it and see what happens, because then I can add completion packs on top of quarterly memberships for people that I don't have a relationship with. And it enables me to have time to really understand each person who's in the group as they start commenting on the posts. So next week it's a Snoop group. The week after it's a Snoop group. And then I'm going to start to create FOMO. I'm going to put all of my clips in that I'm doing workouts, and I'm going to be like, who's doing these workouts with me? And I'm just looking for people to be engaged and excited about the program, so that this is my hub of people that I'm going to move into my challenge group on July 29th. Okay. So again, if you want to join that group, it's called Faithfully Fit Morning Meltdown Snoop group. Some of you guys are already in it. Happy for you to like steal anything you want. Like, what's mine is yours. Again, as Alicia talked about, that's a benefit of having someone on our team in the test group, so that you guys can take everything that I've learned and share it with your people. So take it as your own, or join mine and be like, hey, I'm scared to run my own group. Can I just add my people to you, which is totally fine. I just need to know because you have to be the one to let your people in so I don't follow up with them, or I will be asking them if they want to join me, right? So I need to know that they're your people. And if Amanda Musser is going to join my group, Amanda Musser has to be the one to let all of her people in, because it shows you in Facebook who let the person in to know that that's Amanda's person, not mine. I also have a Morning Meltdown sneak peek Google Doc, sort of like a woo-foo form that it's almost done. So I'm also going to be putting that in there, and it's asking people a lot of questions about what they like, what they need, what they're good at, what they need help with, so that I can also tailor for them what they need. Do they need energized? Do they need bod? Do they need a nutrition plan? Do they want to do whatever, right? So that's going to be helpful. And I will also be sharing that in Faithfully Fit Central. The last thing I'm also going to be doing too is I'm going to be inviting people for the month of July that are in my Snoop group that want to participate in this workout program, which, I'll be saying like, hey, instead of day 14 total body Jericho, we're going to actually do the cardio meltdown that we just got. If you already have access, we're going to do, workout 1. And I'm going to be inviting them to the Miracle Morning. I'm going to be inviting them to come and get into the Miracle Morning and do their workout with us, so that I can also talk about community in my my group, okay, in my Snoop group. So that's a lot. I just threw a lot at you. Last thing I'm going to tell you guys, June 24th, everyone gets a free workout. It's going to be before the firewall, so even people that do not have access to BOD can try this free workout. Jericho filmed it separately, so I don't know what workout it is. I don't know. She's doing a combo of a couple of days, but that comes out June 24th, so I'm already starting to breadcrumb for that because we have 12 days before that workout goes live. So you can start breadcrumbing in your social media about the workout, about how excited you are for people to try it. And of course, every time I'm going to be talking about the free workout, I'm going to be asking them into my Snoop group. Okay.
It can be a sample workout like Lift 4, yep. T20. Yep. Okay. So we can send this to somebody with the link. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then these are in your back office. If you want something to send people, these were literally copy and pasted from your back office, in your sales tools underneath Morning Meltdown. Okay. So are there any more questions? That's all I have right now for Morning Meltdown. Do we have any questions for Morning Meltdown before we go to our last topic?
Trace, and I know that there's, in that Grow Your Business, there are 4 videos of the Morning Meltdown. I don't know if everyone knows that, but I know.
Right, to share the little trailers.
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Tracy, I was just going to ask if we know when we're going to start seeing like before and afters, like if you go on Facebook and just search, Morning Meltdown pilot group, like there will be some public ones there of coaches in the test group with you. But I'm just wondering if you know when we're going to have access to others.
I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to probably be putting one up almost every day in my Snoop group. So I would just get in there and you can take it, because we are allowed to do before and afters, but they've not, usually those before and afters get posted on Team Beachbody probably the month of July. So, and there's been some good ones. So I'll start posting those and you can take them, but I don't know when the official launch of them is going to be. I'm just going to take what I see in our Facebook group.
Okay.
How do you get in the Snoop group, Shayla? You just say, I want to join, and I say, cool, and I push a button. It's Faithfully Fit Snoop group, MM100 or something like that. I'll put the link in the other, in Faithfully Fit Central. Okay. Are you guys pumped?
Very pumped.
Me too. I'm excited to do it. I lose access to all my workouts. So I'm going to be excited to do it again. Okay, if you have questions about oh my gosh, I have an ultimate portion fix group going, and how do I convert them to Morning Meltdown? How do I do? Talk to any of us. Any of us can help you. If you're new, launches always feel a little bit I can't catch my breath. They always feel that way, but they get more and more exciting the more you do them, and especially as you see your volume pike from it. You'll see a little pike in your volume. Every single time it gets to be more and more of a spike because you have more people and you're more experienced and you know what you're doing better. So the fact that we are way ahead of the ball game is awesome. There's a reason you're not seeing anything, because there's some coaches. I even wanted to go find pretty images to share with you, and I don't make pretty images, and no one's made them yet. So I'm like, ooh, we are definitely ahead of the curve, which is awesome. So feel really excited.
I'm sorry, can I ask one thing before Juliet goes into her topic?
Yeah.
And this could be a whole call on itself, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but what's your approach, or people that are still going for Success Club this month or still taking advantage of the $140, knowing this is coming out?
Yes.
Can you just give some advice on like how you're separating it? Because sometimes you're like, wait, I kind of want to wait and then sell a challenge pack in July.
Yes, that's such a good topic. And Danielle and Pam Pritchard have both been like chirping up Voxer, such forward thinkers, because they're like, what am I going to do with all these people? So if you're selling a 140 challenge pack to somebody this month, which is a great deal for a customer. So if you have somebody that wants a year bod and performance liner Shakeology, then by all means, like, strike when the iron's hot if they want help, right? I'm in that situation with somebody right now. And just know that like you need to be having conversations with them about like, okay, so like, what's our game plan? What do you want to do here? And don't just assume that they're going to be like happy with Ultimate Portion Fix. Tell them about Morning Meltdowns. I've already told this girl like, hey, Morning Meltdown's coming up. And she's like, that sounds amazing. I actually want to wait until July 29th to do it. I'm like, okay, that timing is great. So that when she bought her challenge pack today, so when her 1 month comes up, it's going to be July 12th. Okay. So probably around July 10th, we're going to stop her Shakeology. So there will be no Shakeology attached, so that then she can buy the 160 challenge pack with the digital access, right? So she basically would be spending $115 on her Shakeology anyway. And so now she's going to spend $160, which is basically adding the digital all access. So I'm doing that. Or you guys can say to somebody, like, if they want a tub of Energize, right, then maybe you just sell them a tub of Energize and the digital access, right? If they don't care about having a laminated calendar, they can make a copy of it black and white and they can X it off with a pencil, right? They don't need the collateral. So it really goes back to like understanding what your customer wants, what they need, and just selling them what they need, right? Maybe you're talking to someone right now and you know in your heart that they don't really want to do Ultimate Portion Fix. So maybe you don't sell them the challenge pack this month. Maybe you just sell them bod, and then you can add an accessory bundle for the next month.
But, and also like I have a girl that just literally got a challenge pack, and she's like so hesitant to do any workout. I would never do Morning Meltdown. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm starting her on clean week. So it made sense to put her in a challenge pack now. For the 140, she added the 3-day refresh. Like she was like, I haven't worked out in, 10 years. And I was like, okay. And if I talked about anything fast moving, she was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, okay, let's just start you on clean week. So what you said is about talking to your customers, finding out what they need, is really kind of the most beneficial way to go.
Yeah.
I think it's intimidating, all this information. And like, I don't know it yet. I haven't spent time on it. So it's okay to say, just collect all this information and go, okay, here's what they need. And then say, let me get back to you and figure out what your best options are. And like, don't feel obligated to like, in that moment, give them information. Go back, take a breath. Beachbody does a nice job. If they have this, then here are their options. If they need that, here are their options. Then you go back to them.
Yeah.
And to Juliet's point, we're pumped about 100 workouts, but some of our customers are like, I don't want to do one workout yet. So this might be something they tackle in January of next year,
Well, and even when Tracy's like, we'll double up, I was like, I don't know about that. I might go 120 days.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. So like, you have to really figure out what everyone's needs are.
And it goes live in bod for everybody in October. So like Brandy ran a T20 group. She was running a marathon when the VIP came out. So she ran her T20 group when everybody had access. So that's the really cool thing about it, guys. Like you can roll it out however you want to roll it out. You might be that coach that's like, I'm going to do it first and I'm going to share it all over my social media. And then I'm going to kick my group off when summer is over. That's okay too, but that might not be okay for all of your customers or for your team, right? So you have to be the leader and figure it out for people, and plug your customers into other things if your customer needs something that you're not providing as a coach.
Right. Like for instance, I'm going away for the month of July. So all of this sounds amazing, but I'm like, okay, am I in the middle of Italy? Am I really getting this work? You know, like, so I am like, I've talked to Elise about it. Like, hey, we need to like, I'm going to be rolling it out different than the team probably is going to roll it out. But there's going to be some people that are going to be rolling it out the same way I'm rolling it out. So it really just has to be what is best for you. You don't have to shove it all in because other people are doing it, but you do want to talk about it. You do want to breadcrumb it. You do, because you're going to have a customer that really might want to be in it. And there is other people that are going to be running groups that you can still be a part of that group, but you don't have to be doing it the same way, but you still, you know, you want to help them. And this could be like a perfect program for the person.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be coaching some of Juliet's Darien friends in July while she's enjoying Italy, and I'm coaching them in Morning Meltdown. Right. But that's cool. That's how you use your teammates, right? That's what you do. So
yeah, Jen and Elise already know. They've been taking notes. I was like, you guys are taking notes, right?
I knew it when I ran into that girl at a party who's like, oh my gosh, you're the challenge group girl at Juliet. I'm like, oh, I bet I'm going to be coaching you. Kidding. Okay, so do
Tara Brown.
you want to roll into training? I'm going to actually pull it up on the document here.
Yeah. So guys, this is really, really, really exciting. And Tracy and Alicia and I have worked so hard on this, and we're really, really excited. So Faithfully Fit Academy, Tracy did so much amazing work with it. And it was so amazing. Like, I'm going to say amazing like 1,000 times. It was such a perfect thing at the time. And it really was a great tool for us at the time. But things change, just like when Beachbody changes, things change. And we decided, you know what, we've had a lot of new coaches that have started it and have not gone through it because it's not as personal as like, you know, if you went through it as a coach, you send your new coach there, but it's not as personal where you're going through it together. So we decided we needed to do something shorter. We have a team that has a lot of busy people. We have, you know, a lot of working people, a lot of busy moms, that it's just not realistic anymore. So we put together a training, and I have to say it was really fun doing it. It was crazy. I was going to curse, but I'm not going to. It was crazy town. I mean, just crazy us, the three of us coming together and really just, I mean, collaborating and getting this together. And these two are amazing. They're like, this is what you got to do. I'm like, all right, I'm on it. So we put it in a Google Doc. So it's going to be really easy for you guys to grab it. And it's 2 hours. So you can do it in one shot. You can do it in, you know, over a couple days. But it's a really important tool that if you have a new coach, you can go through it with them because it's really easy. So we start with getting started, and we did there's some video, there's some wording, there's some docs. So it's, you know, there, you can do it out of order. So there's times where like you can tell a coach, hey, you can listen to these and then read the words later. But what we started with is challenge groups. We talk about the importance of, there's videos for the tutorial for the app and the portal. So you're not sitting there on a Zoom call with your new coach doing it. You just send them in here. You have them go through each step. You can have a checklist, however you want to run it. The vital behaviors. So we talk about the vital behaviors, and then we put a video together going a little bit more in depth into the vital behaviors. And, thanks, Jennifer Yates. And so, you know, it's also, we talk about PD. So now it's time to take action. So what we really wanted to do is I think we were feeling a lot of new coaches were coming in and just bogging themselves down with training, and they weren't taking action. So they were like, I need to learn more. And we know that as coaches now, there's new coaches on the call that might really relate to this, but you do things that you're comfortable with. And the things that you're uncomfortable with, you don't do. So a lot of people just keep training. Oh, I need to learn more. I need to learn more. I don't know. I'm really uncomfortable helping a person because I don't know what to do. So this is going to take you away from that, because we're like, this is what you got. Now it's time to take action. So now it is time to get out there and start sharing what you're doing. Start talking to people, make the relationships, because that's what this business is about. It's about making relationships. It's about talking to your customers, just like we talked about a little while ago with the Morning Meltdown, finding out what is good for your customer, or what is good for someone, what they're missing. Are they low in energy? Do they have a hard time with with snacks, and it doesn't have to be a challenge pack. So this is like, we go into this. It's all these different things that you can help a customer for. We go into the Shakeology. We talk a little bit about that, but then we also have like a video that goes really good into it. We go into the Emerald, how important it is to be an Emerald. Now, you're not just a salesperson. Now you are a business builder where you're going to make residual income. You're going to get leads from Beachbody. We have videos. So it's also us about printing the memory jogger. Here's what you need to do. Start your list. Start talking to those people. Here is scripts to get into talking to people. Here's the conversations, how you start them, what the objectives are. Objectives? Did I say it right? Damn it. Tracy got into my head. Now this is also awesome. So this is a commission sheet, and we highlight it because I know there's some people that go quickly through words and don't always read it. This is a commission sheet, not the cost, but this is how much commissions you're going to be making when you add these to your cart. Now, and then we also tell them, hey, it's time to check in with your PS sponsor. Here's what we have. We do social media. Talk about the portal. We bring you guys to Beachbody Champions, where here's some really good videos. So these are even videos that we didn't use. These are videos that, hey, we didn't need to repurpose them because they're great in the back office. We then also talk about presenting the business opportunity, because what the three of us really talked about is how we didn't do it early enough because we didn't know about it. We weren't comfortable with it, whatever. So we really talk about going into that and asking people to join you. And then we do the action items in the CTA. We go into compensation. The other thing that's really cool is we have a new coach handbook. And the new coach handbook is, right now, it is available to every Diamond coach in the Diamond page. And here it is. So after they go through a certain part of the training, we say, hey, reach out to your personally sponsored coach. We're going to give you a digital version, and then we're going to send you a hard copy. And this is what we're going to go through. Some people are adding a back to it if they want to do it. Other people are adding their own little, their own little flair to it. But we talk about the importance of making business hours. Like, I go into how I didn't have business hours, and I was in the beginning, and I was running around like a chicken in the ghetto, hiding in bathrooms. It got a little funny because I didn't explain why I was hiding in bathrooms. But all those kind of things, which we really think new coaches can really benefit for, but it's easy for us to go through it with them again. So like, you went through the training, you forgot about it, but hey, I can go through this really quickly. You can click on a video and be like, I can do this. So we're going to put this up in Faithfully Fit Central. And then in each, like Alicia's going to put in her team page, I'm going to put in my team page. We're probably going to do it, think about by noon tomorrow. Might go up tonight, but maybe noon tomorrow. We have to check on a couple links. But this is really exciting, guys, because the call that we're going to talk about with the volume, we're changing things a little, around a little bit, and it's going to get people making money sooner and being more comfortable talking to clients and stuff. So I think I got everything, huh?
I think you did.
Aha, I wrote my notes.
That's awesome. I lost the last slide, but that's okay. So yeah, I think it comes down to this. Like, when someone has to do a training that takes 4 to 6 weeks, it makes them feel like coaching is hard. Coaching's not hard. We just have to be consistent with it. So if you say to someone, hey, here's the training, it's a Google Doc, it's about 2 hours, depending on how much time you spend on your videos, that's giving them the message that coaching's not hard. You just have to get out and do it. So we're pumped. I told Tracy T, Faithfully Fit Academy can officially be put to bed. It was a labor of love that we used for 2 years, and it's time to be innovative and change things around.
But you did such a good job on that.
Oh,
you really did, and it was such a crazy time.
But we needed it, but it's time to, and we can still repurpose some of those videos, but it's time to grow, time to move on, time to move forward. So with that being said, we are rolling out volume training next week.
Are we doing? Blow your mind. Blow your mind.
When are we doing it?
We're doing it next Wednesday.
Yeah. So next Wednesday at 8:30.
We are.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. We're talking on Monday, and we're rolling it out on Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Definitely. Yep. Super pumped for that. I totally know that. Hi, Stefan.
Yeah. Okay. So this training is for anybody on the team who is interested in learning an additional strategy that's going to help you build wealth.
8:30, Jen Yates, same time.
Period. Yeah. So some of you have learned inside leg strategy. Some of you have learned how important it is to be an emerald. Some of you have learned the importance of how much it means to run volume through a spouse account. We are going to reiterate the importance of being a 2-star to get that double business center, because we're going to explain volume to you. Because let's just be honest really quickly. Who can raise your hand if you know the difference between PV and TV? It's pretty good. Okay. It's pretty good. And do you guys understand how you don't get paid Team Cycle bonus on PV, but you do on TV? Okay. So we're going to teach you some things that are going to blow your mind off, blow your brains out, and how we're going to start recognizing some different things on the team that are helpful and beneficial to our customers, but when it comes down to it, they might not be aligned with the way that we get recognized by corporate. But at the end of the day, if all of us are excited about the way that we can build wealth for our families, we think that that deserves recognition on our team.
And still helping people. That's the thing. We're still helping people. We're still helping people at a different level. Maybe the people that can't do the 160 or the 140, the people that can do the $39, which, you know, in the past we haven't talked about, but I don't want, I'll go on and on.
So how I'm going to close it is this. If you want to be prepared for that call, get your list of anyone who has ever said no to you. Those are going to be the first people that when you get off the call that we're going to have next Wednesday, you're going to be like, give me that list. I am fired up. Let's do it. So have that list ready. And I will put that in the notes for the reminder of the call next Wednesday. But that's all we're talking. There's no recognition. There's no like announcements, nothing. There's no morning meltdown. We are talking volume only and Team Cycle bonus. Cool?
Yep. And Trace, this is going to be posted in Team Faithfully Fit, right? This recording?
Yep, but I can also send you a copy too.
Yeah, I know there's like...
Yeah, it's a YouTube link.
A bunch of people that are like, you better be recording. I was like, yeah, I saw it in the corner.
All right, cool. Okay, guys, anything else? Psyched. You guys, we have some awesome things coming up. I don't know if I've ever been more pumped going into a summer as I am for this summer. So, boom, let's get ready. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Tracy, Juliet, and Elise.
Bye, guys. Mwah.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.